Welcome back to the Psychic Soul Healer channel. For those of you that are new, my name is Laura, and I'm going to do a general message today for Aquarius. Now, again, this is going to be a general message, so it's not going to resonate with everyone. But for those that it does, also know that some pieces of the reading may resonate with the person that you're actually connected to, the person why you're showing up to listen to this reading. So again, the message usually goes to the person that needs to hear the message, right? People always say, why do I attract this type of person? Why did this situation happen to me? Why did I get myself into that situation? Well, we get the situations that we need. It's not the situations that we want, the situations that we need to grow us spiritually. Again, we're all evolving into higher states of consciousness, moving out from a fear-based consciousness into a love-based consciousness, because love is God. God is the universe. It's ubiquitous. That energy is also within inside of each and every single one of us. Is our connection to each other is felt as empathy and sensitivity. And when we're out of balance, we feel disconnected. We even feel disconnected from ourselves. We don't know what we feel. That's why healing, a lot of times, it's like you're peeling an onion. You get past one layer only to uncover a whole other layer of emotions, feelings, and thoughts that need to be integrated. So we never really get to the end of it. And we're not supposed to, because you're healing. To really be successful in healing, we can't just heal our mind. We actually have to integrate it, and that's by grounding it, and that's by doing something different, so we see a different version of ourselves. See, the shadow part of self is a part of self that we've disconnected from. It's a part of ourselves that we reject, part of ourselves that we don't like, parts of ourselves that we feel that are defective. Again, and though that part of ourselves, when we feel that way about ourselves, then obviously we're disconnected from ourselves, but then we can't really have deep relationships with people. So when that happens, we may meet a soulmate twin flame that really has strong feelings for us. And we know that they have strong feelings for us, but they can't articulate their feelings. They hide their feelings. And people that usually are not comfortable with their feelings and they're detached from their feelings to the point that they suppress them, then again, if they're detached from themselves, they can't give love. So a lot of times, again, these situations will play out within a spiritual union, whether it's soulmate, twin flame. And again, these situations and experiences with our soulmate twin flame are mainly to help us evolve and grow. And for a lot of times, then these people are not supposed to stay in our life forever, because people don't evolve at the same rate. It's almost like, think of the best rock and roll band. They don't stay together forever a lot of times. Like when you look at like Guns N' Roses, and you look at like a lot of other real like rock and roll bands, I know from the 80s, but even other rock and roll bands, what you'll notice is they don't stay together forever, but when they're together, they create miracles. They create the music was the best that it could ever be. Just like Sonny and Cher, Tina Turner and Ike. So you see these different paradoxes of personalities is what I'm getting at. And that the personalities are so paradoxical, they can only stay together for so long. But what usually fuels that type of relationship too is that there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of chemistry. And so the fire from the emotion is, again, what's going to transmute those spiritual wounds. However, a lot of times, the experience that you have with your soulmate twin flame feels like a roller coaster. When it's great, it's really great, but it doesn't stay great for long. and everything's a trigger, because this spiritual union is a divine one for the purpose of evolution. And we cannot heal, we cannot evolve if we don't heal. We cannot heal if we don't know what's the matter. And our soulmate twin flame is what is going to trigger us. So we're going to look today at, again, what spiritual triggers you have with your soulmate twin flame, what spiritual blocks you have, what you need to do to integrate them, and just, again, valuable information about this union. Okay, we would start with the Psychic Soul Healer deck. Now, if you're interested in purchasing this deck, it comes with an oracle book that has over 100 exercises for healing the shadow aspects of ourselves. It also has over 25 different spreads to help you not just to learn how to do psychic readings, but to enhance your meditation and reflection practices. Because that's what healing is, right? If we have to, again, a lot of times meditate on what's bothering us, sometimes we don't even know what's bothering us, because we get distracted by people in our life, we get distracted by our situations, we get distracted by our work, we get distracted, and that takes us further away from ourselves. Meditation will bring us back inside of ourselves, and we'll be able to intuitively be drawn to, again, what needs healing, but actually also automatic writing, journaling is very helpful. People create a daily practice that helps them ground every day and have, a good spiritual hygiene practice. People that are so bogged down with their emotions and detached, they don't know, they're not awake, they're not asleep. How could they be? How can anyone be present if you're so bogged down with emotions and thoughts of inadequacy and not having enough and not good enough? You'd be always worried every time you're going into a new situation, because you bring yourself with you. So you don't have a good sense of self because you're bogged down with all these misperceptions about yourself, like you're broken, you're not good enough, that you don't belong, that you don't know, that everyone else knows, but you don't. Then understand that you don't know who you are. You're not here by mistake. You're here by God's design. You have purpose. You're down here to remember what that purpose is, but you can't remember that unless you heal. So again, this message is going to be for Aquarius. However, if you land on this and you resonate with it, obviously you want to take the knowledge and apply it, because soul healing is all about soul integration. You have to integrate the shadow parts of ourselves. First card out, by the way, that popped out was Promethean Fire. Promethean Fire is all about the passion. It's all about the passion. And our passion doesn't just come through a person, someone that we're attracted to, but our passion for life. Because again, transmuting spiritual wounds into spiritual gifts, there needs to be a driving force, and the driving force is actually you, and the connection to a soulmate twin flame, which is actually what I was talking about right before. See, not uncommon that spirit again gives me a little heads up, like this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about this Promethean Fire. So we get this type of connection with any soulmate past life relationship. Okay, so there's a lot of chemistry, there's a lot of fire, but understand there's a reason for that. Narrow-minded. So the thing is with with Promethean Fire, like I said, there's a lot of passion that you have, and we wouldn't have this unless we're going to manifest. Again, and we manifest through our passions, what we're trying to create. But this also talks about you attracting your soulmate twin flame at the same time. However, they are very narrow-minded. So people that are narrow-minded, it's usually because they're very logical and analytical. They see things more from a black and white perception, where intuitive people see things more in color. They know that there's many different variations of life due to emotions and feelings, and tend to be more creative and sensitive. So automatically, your soulmate and your twin flame, this connection right here is hard because you, again, think more from an intuitive place, and your person is more analytical and logical. And so love, obviously, for your person, Aquarius, is not going to feel comfortable for them because they don't get good results. And you wouldn't if you're handling everything with ice cold logic to a person that you like, because the person is that you're going to take it like they don't care about you, that they don't like you. Anyone would. That's what I'm trying to get at. Anyone would in this situation. But I don't think that they realize that. Again, yeah, they're so nervous is again because they don't have good relationships. They haven't had good relationships. And because they haven't had good relationships, they don't trust themselves. So they come across as very logical and analytical to create protection for themselves. But really, I don't really feel like it's working. I think that at one time it might have been working, but it's not now. Yeah, no, because at one point you guys were connected and had a good vibe, right? Again, when synthesis and everything is a synchronicity in life, right? We can feel it when, again, we're in the rhythm of what's happening within our life. When we have a good rhythm with someone, we can feel it. Again, and right now your person is nervous because he can feel he or she, take it as it resonates, is not in a good way right now. And they're not in a good way because you are in a good way, and they can feel it. They can feel that you're in a good way. They can feel that you're detaching from them. So this is terrifying to them. So first of all, I feel like you were dealing with someone that was very logical and analytical, and was very cold, didn't give you anything, was kind of like emotionless, but you could feel the passion, and they could feel it too, because again, you can't hide that feeling of familiarity and comfortability that you have with the soulmate twin flame. So the relationship was mainly in the 3D, because they're narrow-minded, and they're narrow-minded due to, again, what their perception of love is. And I believe that they don't have deep relationships. They've never had a deep relationship. If they were married, they got married to someone where it looked good on paper, and they wouldn't care if it was an open marriage or not, just as long as their needs were getting taken care of. The person is kind of very selfish, not gonna lie. Because of their narrow-mindedness, they're prejudiced on how things need to be. They put structures and rules on things that don't need to be. Again, very logical, very analytical, wants to departmentalize the feeling of love, and that's not really what it is. And when they did this, you detached. Now they're nervous because they know that what they didn't want to do, they're going to have to do. They didn't want to be emotional with you. They didn't want to tell you how they feel. They didn't want to make you feel comfortable. They didn't want to seem, weak. And all those things now is how they're feeling. They feel like, I have to do this. And they're a little resentful. They're angry. So again, your energy with them right now is off. And it's because you both have feelings and care. So there's a sense of, but I love this person, I care, but both of you are in like this Mexican standstill, which is, I'm not going to budge. I don't think that I should have to budge because my comfortability is this. The problem is that your person being narrow-minded Their comfortability is that they're on an uneven playing ground and where they elevate themselves, which means that they want you to chase them. They want you to show them how much you care about them. However, you're not going to do that, first of all. And second of all, this means that they're really insecure. Again, that they're looking for, that they need to level up. And so what is healing? Healing, again, we have to do something different. And so your person has, again, never encountered a relationship like this before. Again, this is a very deep relationship. So they might have been able to shrug it off before. They might have been able to, like, ignore it, to do certain things, and where I don't really feel like they can anymore. I feel like they're, again, love does that. No ownership, no expectation. They want to walk away from you, but they can't. And really, what's love? Love is when we surrender the ego, right? Again, aggressive. So this is what I was saying, like there is like this energy where I feel like they're wounded. Like if you were to say, like, to try and set a boundary or say what you need, they might take it as you're being aggressive to them because they are, again, coming from a wounded space where someone, again, used to do that to them. So now they're projecting that you're doing it to them, where you're not doing anything to them. You're just, again, coming from your regular vibration, but you're not on the same vibration as this person. This person's on a lower vibration. Now you say, well, then they can't be my soulmate twin flame. No. In this area of love and personal relationships, they are not on your vibration, but they may be on a higher vibration somewhere else in their life, like financial, like working with money, like working with business. Again, analytical mind is stronger than the intuitive, creative right brain. So again, we need to have both, right? Because God is made up of both. He's yin energy and he's yang energy. It's just it. So again, integration of self means we have to integrate both the yin and the yang, the feminine aspects and the male aspects of self. And your person is at a balance where they, again, are, there's a second chakra at imbalance of where they are over in the male. Like they think that it's, they're over in the male, but truthfully, it's the yin imbalance of the female, where they don't feel comfortable with being intuitive and sensitive. So really, you'd say they have a very bad imbalance in the male aspect of themselves, where it's portrayed out. The imbalance also is in the yin, where they just don't know how to integrate those emotions. They don't feel comfortable with their emotions. And it's because they were raised mainly, most likely, in an environment that didn't let them have their process. And if their process was to cry, because they felt bad, I might say, big boys don't cry, or be a big girl, stop crying. Or like, you're acting like a baby. Like they were shut down. So they don't know how to do that. They perceive that they're weak. They don't want to seem vulnerable. So they try not to like access that part of themselves. Detachment. And that's what I'm saying, that it's not that this person doesn't have like gifts, they do. But a soulmate twin flame has the opposite gifts of you do. So if you have an imbalance in your yin, and then they have an imbalance in their yang, and then you get together, but your strengths are in your yin and their strengths are in their yang, you can see when one person comes together, they seem almost like they're one soul. They're not one soul. We all have one soul. We have traumas that block us from being able to access that part of ourselves, and we wouldn't know where to look. We wouldn't know what to do. We wouldn't know what resources to find to help us become aware of what's blocking us from our success, whether that's success in love, whether that's success within finances, whether that's success within health, wealth, or all around emotional fulfillment. Understand. But if you have an imbalance in any one area, eventually it's going to make you feel inadequate. Wherever you have an imbalance, that imbalance is making you feel as if you can't have, that you're not good enough, that you're not worthy, that there's something wrong with you. Where, again, no one volunteers to walk into the lion's den, meaning no one volunteers to look at these wounds. We, again, have them inside of us and we attract what we need, our soul twin mate, twin flame relationship, our past life soulmate relationship. They're hard. They're hard because they again, they cause a lot of pain, because a lot of times we have deep-seated wounds that, again, we don't want to visit, we want to forget. And we think because many decades go by and those people are long dead, but we're still carrying around the wounds. And this is actually, again, what I'm seeing here. Detachment. Detachment from self. And that's what happens from trauma. We know, but we don't know. Meaning we know, but we don't know what it feels like. We don't know what we feel like anymore. We could feel numb. We could be stuck and stupid and just not see, because fear does that. No one can walk around fearful. And if every single time you enter into a relationship and you have this wound where you don't really believe that you're worthy of love, then you're going to do things to sabotage yourself. You know, I mean, that's what plays out over time. And then that's why this person, your person, wants to control everything. They want to control everything because they want to feel safe. And then again, they see that they can't, and they're intuitive and they can feel that it's out of balance, and it makes them mad because they're like, well, you care about me. Why is it so difficult? And then over time, instead of them surrendering their ego, they detach. And to understand, to detach, they might drink, they might smoke, they escape. Again, innovation. So I believe that right now where you are is, again, you're creating. I believe you are transmuting your pain right now, Aquarius, with the fact that this person is not here. They don't want to, they either don't want to, I don't know yet, or they don't know how to step it up. So you're not giving them anything, like I said. And then the fact that you're not giving them, you're like, when is this person going to come back? I feel like they're making me wait. They are making you wait. They're angry because you're making things difficult for them. Again, they need healing. This is the healing. You're the catalyst for their healing. They don't want to heal. They're getting mad. They would rather try to manipulate. It doesn't work with you. So what happens? They detach. They escape, like I said. Now this card was flipped over. I don't know which, but the self-critical one. It keeps, like, my eye keeps catching it, and I feel like it's because they are self-critical. It's like they do things, and then after they do them and they don't get a result, then they're beating themselves up. Instead of coming to you, they're having all this dynamic in their head. That again, they're trying to navigate too much through their intuition, but they're wounded. So that what they're picking up is distorted. It's not really accurate. And that's the problem. It's like, because they are not emotionally intelligent, they're not comfortable to come and talk to you. They have too big of a ego. They're too prideful. Unaware, not able to see clearly, ignoring their gut feelings. Be willing to find that. Again, this is what I'm saying. It's like they're unaware because they're not awake, because again, they're traumatized from all the experiences that they went through. They're navigating this relationship through past relationships. That's why it's not working. And then instead of them talking it out, they just sit there and beat themselves up and then detach more. Again, now I'm not going to lie to myself. Let me drink, let me smoke, let me do whatever to escape. It's again, and so they stay unaware. And that's what I was saying, that they're not present. And who could be present? Trauma makes that happen. Again, and then what they do is they act, again, this reckless behavior. Just like, drinking too much, or again, like just avoiding and not processing their emotions. So it comes out in other ways, like making mistakes at work, not being as present as they should be in areas of life. And just like even gambling this relationship, they know the type of relationship it is, but it's like, oh, I can't like surrender my ego to this. So I'm going to gamble this relationship. I think is reckless because they're not awake. They're not looking at the consequences. See, there are two types of energies in the world. They say that there's the priestly advisors that are intuitive and sensitive. And then there's the warrior kings. And the warrior kings are ones that they make shit happen. It's again, they have a lot of fire energy, but they leave consequences a lot of times behind. So back in the day, they used to have priestly advisors and like the warrior kings. And the warrior kings got smart over time and they said, you know what, let me ask my priestly advisor. That's why in the Bible they actually had advisors. If you notice, in the early times they had astrologers, they had priestly advisors, but they started to know too much. And then they were like, okay, you guys are bad. We're just going to write you out in the Bible. But the truth of the matter is, kings and queens had priestly advisors because they wanted to know, what are the consequences if I go in and raid that country? And the priestly advisor would be like, well, your daughter will not become queen, or your son will be murdered, or whatever. Okay, so is there a plan B? Your person is just a warrior king that is like reckless. I'm going to do it and the consequences, and then I'll try and fix it later. And it's because they're like not really aware of themselves. And again, the woundedness, it's like that's a self-sabotage thing too, of recklessness, right? When you get in your own way and you're careless. And then they act like a victim. So, which I could see why that would be really irritating to you, Aquarius, because it's like you create all the problems and all the drama, and then you're like, please help me, I don't know how I got into this, please. And they try to emotionally manipulate you because they know that you have a very strong connection to them, and they know that you love them, so they're like, oh, please. And it's not that they don't love you, it's that this person plays game after game after game after game after game after game. I want to actually look at the hidden truths, because I'm like, is it love or is it lust? Because again, this person's ego drives too much of the bus, and they haven't taken the time to really like nurture anything, I feel like, except for their own craziness. I know that I crossed the line with you. I knew that because I know that they're nervous to approach you. It's time for me to heal now, I'd say. I mean, they're reckless. They play like too many games. I mean, after everything that they did, you're finally trying to heal now, but did you ruin the relationship? And sometimes that's why it's called karmic. And at least Aquarius, you didn't eat the karma. This person is going to eat the karma because they're saying, oh, I have feelings for you. My little plan didn't work. I expected you to give me more. You didn't. And I crossed the line with you. I devalued this connection. I pretended it didn't matter. And why did I do that? Why did I do that? So it's again, they wouldn't even be looking at what they did if it wasn't for the fact that they like you. Again, that's what love does. It makes us look at things. And like I said, so if nothing else comes of this relationship, this divine relationship, hey, there's a knowing. There's a new awareness because, again, your person is just unaware, sleepwalking, and trauma will do that. Again, we're stuck in stupid, stuck in our fear. Finding out the truth crushed me. It's again, I feel that it was you. It's again, like you're not who you say that you are. So again, you felt, Aquarius, that this person, kept you at an arm's length and you perceived that they were one way and really they're not. You see how kind of broken they are. And I feel like you're really upset by it because you really have strong feelings for them and like I have feelings for you, but I see that you're not capable of being in a relationship. I can't, like a healthy one that's going to value me because you're so concerned about your own feelings. You're not acting like a man or woman. You're just acting like a codependent person that just like you're acting like a child. Trapped. I felt trapped in this connection with no way out. I couldn't take it anymore. I felt like, again, that was you, Aquarius, because even if you, again, the person wasn't holding you in, when you have a strong emotional feeling for a soulmate twin flame, it's like you love them, but they're not, this person wasn't stepping it up. They weren't fixing anything. So it's like, I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. I'm trapped. I'm trapped in because I feel like I can't move forward. I want to move forward, but I can't. And eventually, that would make you feel when you don't get anything because the person's emotionally can't. It's like you have to make a decision eventually, even though you love the person, you have to be like, I can't take it anymore. I have to choose me. I mean, you need to ask yourself, Aquarius, why are you willing to take so little? Because really that's what it comes down to. I am intimidated by you. Yeah, so again, they're not healed. They put you, they had to elevate themselves to be with you because they perceive you to be better. It's almost like when you perceive someone to be like have it all, right? Have it all. And then somebody turns around and vandalizes their or watches someone, God forbid, vandalize their car, and then they're like, well, it doesn't matter anyway because that person has everything, so it's okay. So it's almost like your person had to elevate themselves and they were like, well, it's okay because she or he already is confident. They don't need me to do it more. It made them to have to give you a compliment, made them feel less than. That's the best way that I could put it. So it's again because they're intimidated, and that's because again they're dealing with you through a distorted perception. They're seeing you as that. So they don't feel good about themselves. So anything is going to look better than them. That's the issue. One more. Unfair. That was you, Aquarius. I feel things have become too unfair. I cannot deal with it anymore. And that's what I was saying. The uneven playing field, which is what they wanted. That's what they wanted. That's what they wanted. So, what are their plans? What are their secret feelings and plans? Their secret feelings and plans. Because remember, just because you see that this is a shit show, pretty much, Doesn't mean that your person doesn't have feelings for you. See, trauma will play out like you'll look at it and you'll say, this person doesn't like me. This person, like, has so much animosity towards me. This person is ghosting me. This person is all the emotions of someone that you would think hates you. But again, if a person's not emotionally intelligent, they're going to be terrified to let you in, especially if they need this much healing. So they're going to project a lot of shit onto you that is not yours. It's going to be from previous relationships. It's going to be from their own misconception about themselves. It's going to be from their own inferiorities. So this part, I can't hide my true feelings anymore. I love you and I want to spend the rest of my life with you. So it's, again, that's what I felt. I felt like this person, like, again, like it looks like a shit show because they were trying to get control. But you didn't allow it. See, if you would have allowed it, this person would have never came to the realization that they really truly do have feelings for you. But just because they truly have feelings for you doesn't mean that they know how to handle it. Doesn't know that they will know how to deal. So I'm just gonna pull like a few extra cards because I want to just see how this ends up. Why not? We're already long. Why not make it a little longer? All right, let's just see. What are they going to do? Because they have strong feelings. Again, when people sabotage themselves, this is why. There's this feeling that your person has a wound where they don't believe that they could be loved. So all their behaviorisms are in alignment with that thought, with that true core belief. I find you incredibly attractive. So again, there's a lot of passion there. That's what I was saying. So the passion will always makes things easier, right, to heal. Because it's not that this relationship isn't triggering. It is. Especially for you, Aquarius, because they were unfair the whole time. Fights, arguments, conflicts. So again, like, I feel like unless you're willing to 100% let it go, how they acted in the past, you are not going to be, you will fight all the time because they have feelings for you. They're coming back after they didn't treat you very well. You are going to be on edge. So unless things are talked out and you are not holding any animosity, then your relationship will be fine. Otherwise, it's not going to be good. Please forgive me. So they want to be forgiven. So they will eventually come to that place, but I feel like they're going to be a little defensive at first. I'm not going to lie. That's what I'm feeling. And so that's where the fights, arguments, stand your ground. Understand unconditional love, that soulmate twin flame, it can never be broken. Can that person walk away? Yes. Can they cheat on you? Yes. But they will always come back. And I'm not saying that you should take them back after they cheated on you, but they will think that they can control love. You can't control love. So just don't be, again, diplomatic in the way that you deal with them. I run away to avoid facing my problems. So it's, again, this is what I was saying about the avoidance problem. So they may not drink with you, they may not smoke with you, but again, they have a hard time talking through things. So this person still needs a lot of healing, but they do know that they do have feelings for you. They want you to forgive them because they want another chance, but they need you to be patient with them. Because this is the way that they're used to dealing with everything. And if they weren't running away, they were drinking, they were suppressing, they were detaching, they were avoiding, that avoidance style, which happens from betrayal, right? And also fear of abandonment. It's like, if I don't have to face you, then it never ends. If I don't have to face you, I don't have to deal with shame. I don't have to deal with all these emotions and all these like feelings that really need to be integrated, because the shame didn't really come from you in this experience. The shame came from a long time ago. And that shame is what's preventing your person from really moving forward within their life, within their relationship life, because they keep bringing all this baggage, and there's a lot of baggage. And remember, we're not usually, when we're, even on YouTube, we're usually at least 20 years old, maybe 15 years old. Nevertheless, we've been, the oldest could be 75, 80, 100 years old. There's a lot of people that watch YouTube, but no, however long you have been on this planet, you've been accumulating karma. And some of that karma played out as traumatic events. So if you don't heal that by integrating the spiritual lesson of what that wound theme is, you will continue to attract the same thing, continue to make the same thing happen. So your person is actually wants to run away, wants to do all the same things that they did before. However, they realize that they can't. That's why they are like, please forgive me, but I know what I do and I don't really know of any other style. So that's going to take you, Aquarius, to be able to work this through with them. And I think that you'll be able to do that, because twin flame soulmates can do that when they're balanced out. Once they learn that they can trust each other. I believe due to all the past relationships of problems, again, in your person's life, they have a huge problem with trust. But once you gain more trust with them, they will be willing to, again, deal with the problems that come up between you two in a more conducive way. That's what, again, they're learning and within this relationship right now. And you are learning to be patient. You are learning forgiveness. You are learning, again, to hold space, because unconditional love is that there is no judgments. There is no, everyone has their own process. You love them enough to allow them to have their process, even if it doesn't look good to you. And that is what, like I said, unconditional love is. So I'm going to leave that there, Aquarius. Let me know whether you resonated with this. And if you did, give me a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Definitely subscribe to the channel. Now, if you want to enter into winning a free psychic reading with me, you have to do those 3 things anyway. You have to like, share. Now, actually, you just have to like and then comment. And comment the word today is going to be forgiveness, because that is what you need to do, Aquarius. Forgive, because you love this person. So if you turn around and you say, no, I don't want to because this and that, you have to find your balance, find your spiritual equilibrium. And that's by surrendering. And again, forgiveness doesn't mean that you allow the person to keep doing it. It's this person's willing to, again, deal with their problems in a different way, and you love them and they love you, then it's, again, you should be able to work through this. Don't cut your nose off to spite your face is what I'm trying to get at. All right. So forgiveness is going to be that word that you're going to put in that comment bar. And you'll know if you were picked if I wrote the word winner underneath your comment. If I did, just reach out to me at pureenergyhealer70@gmail.com, or let me know the next time you're going to be on YouTube on my channel, and I can make sure that I can try and work out a time that I could be on at the same time. Hopefully, like I said, just put it in there, because sometimes I can rearrange my schedule. But if I can't, we will definitely come to a time that works best for both of us. All right. I'll see you all soon. Bye.